Welcome back to Monday Football. That was our halftime break. We're back for another exciting round with so much more lined up. But first, let's take a look at what was making headlines, not in Africa now, but across the borders, where Southampton manager Ronald Koeman says that Victor Mugubi Wanyama has asked to leave the Saints. That's according to a BBC report. However, the 24-year-old was visibly absent in their 3-0 win over Norwich yesterday. And the manager said this is because Wanyama is not mentally and physically good enough to play, whatever that means. Nevertheless, here are some of those goals.
Possibilities here. That's what they needed. Graziano Pella. First half stoppage time. Lovely ball across. Unexpected too. Cedric. Pella. And pressed in from point blank range by Tadic again.
Before we take a look at the Manchester United game, of course, we are asking you this afternoon, do you feel that Kenya can be able to sustain an 18-team league? Can it be able to sustain an 18-team league? At Jimmy Akola says, at J_Akola says, 18 with a question mark. No way. Improve infrastructure fast. 16 teams na two-party sponsors. 18 itakuwa worse. Somebody here says... of course, this is Miguel Mugushia. Of course, I've seen your response there. Thank you for the support. But we take a look at the English Premier League and we continue at looking at the highlights. Remember, yesterday weekend, of course, a lot of action was taking place. Manchester United, unfortunately for them, they slumped to Swansea as the match ended 2-1 in favour of Swansea. Here are the highlights.
Away from Ayew. Shaw's cross towards Rooney. And Mata has hit the roof of the net for Manchester United.
Automatically have meant that Ayew says I'll try and get there. The cross is intended for Rooney, he misses it.
And Sigurdsson is wide. In by Sigurdsson. Ayew! One each! Concerned by Gorky Sigurdsson too. Ayew. Beautifully shaped for Gordy! Who's rolling under Romero and given Swansea the lead from behind. 4 in 4. The man could do no.
Well, we continue to appreciate all those of you who are sending us your feedback using the hashtag Monday Football. Although I know everyone wants to win a jersey, I understand. But nevertheless, let me read some. And of course, Dong and I will be giving out a jersey each in just a bit. On Twitter, at Martin Woozwowo. What a name. Congratulations to TUK for winning Super 8. I was there watching and sporting all the way. Jimmy Akola says, no way, improve infrastructure. I think that's the one that Dong read. Kim2254 says, the Chelsea jersey najua haijawahi peanwa. That is the reason we are being humble daily. Give me the jersey, aibu ikome. I think that's an interesting one. But we don't have a Chelsea jersey here, so we'll need to discuss that, Ndong, and see the way forward. But meanwhile, let's take a look at other stories were making headlines. And it was also a weekend to forget for Chelsea, as the defending champions suffered their second defeat of the season, losing 2-1 to Crystal Palace.
Suarez. Here's Balassi getting in behind Ivanovic. Sacco! Paris in front! Bakary Sacco makes the breakthrough. Here is the Spanish international. It's a good ball in. It's an equalising goal for Chelsea. See again. Held up by Zuma. Sacco! Connor Wickham has made it 2-1. Is history going to repeat itself?
In just a moment, we'll be linking up with our very own John Kianda of Port 96, the sports guru. And I can tell you for a fact, our next story, I'm sure he's watching it keenly and smiling from ear to ear, of course, because Arsenal bagged all 3 points without scoring. And of course, an Arsenal player scoring a goal as Newcastle's Fabrizio Colosini, I don't know if I pronounced it right, deflected Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's shot into the wrong net. The strange thing about the match was the fact that Newcastle had no shot on target. Interesting.
It'll break for Ramsey. Good save by Krul. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Arsenal to get their noses in front.
Well, they have one shot which Newcastle have done all day, blocked. Second one, Tim Krul saves comfortably. And easy to say, it's unlucky. It comes off Colaccini. Would it have gone in? Maybe in the bottom corner, maybe. But the deflections for it inside the post. It's Oxlade.
Now on to a team that seems to have gotten everything right in this new season. Manchester City are perched very pretty at the summit of the English Premier League standings following a convincing 2-0 victory over Watford City. Watford City were recently promoted. Now City have won all their 4 matches so far to maintain a 100% record.
ضياع العديد من الفرص من جانب لاعبي نادي مانشستر سيتي، وده هدف اول هدف اول هدف اول هدف اول عن طريق العرضيه. رحيم ستيرلينج اضاع كثيرا ولكن سجل اخيرا في الموسم الماضي. يا توريه كره قويه لكن حائط البشري ومطالبه بلمسه يد، لكن تعود الى سيلفا. سيلفا يلعبها حلوه قوي، وادي فرناندينيو. يا ولد يا ولد يا ولد يا ولد يا فرناندينيو، يا ولد يا ولد يا فرناندينيو. الهدف الثاني، بص شوف فرناندينيو البرازيلي تقدم بشكل رائع، سجل في مرمى تشيلسي، سجل في العام الماضي في مرمى بيرلي وايفرتون واستون فيلا. شوف امامنا الكره الثانيه مهمه قوي، ادي كره يا توريه. شوف بقى الكره.
Well, it's a time many of you have been waiting for. You've been watching the transfer market very keenly to see who's going where, especially to your favorite or away from your favorite English Premier League teams. And the time is nigh. The transfer window closes tomorrow. And what's going to be happening? Who are some of the big winners and who are some of the big losers? To help me dissect that, I'm joined by John Kianda from Hot 96. We had an interesting conversation this morning that we want to bring now onto Monday Football. Bwana Kianda, how are you and how is Hot 96?
All time, he's all the best, man. We are happy, we are blessed, and we're still the #1 English station in this country.
All right, Kianda, I can't hear you so well. I hope my director will be able to fix that. But if you can hear me, just give us an idea briefly, big winners, big losers of the transfer period.
Big winners are Manchester City. They are not in any panic mood ahead of the transfer deadline tomorrow. And I think they sorted out the issues very early. The biggest deal they did was to give Pellegrini a new deal, 3-year deal that's going to end in 2017. And they also signed players that they needed. Raheem Sterling, assists and goals they brought in at Manchester City. This morning, yesterday in the evening, they completed the signing of Kevin De Bruyne. This is a player who has given most assists in Europe last season, 21 assists. And Otamendi was a big target for Manchester United. They have brought him. They have depth in every department that they need. And they are on top of the game. Big losers are Manchester United, with all respect to the team.
I was waiting for you to get there.
They are the biggest losers because all their top targets went to their rivals. And they are yet to sign a good defender. They are yet to sign a replacement for Robert Van Persie. This morning had reports that Chicharito could be going to Bayer Leverkusen, and that's a loss to Manchester United. We are hearing reports at the moment that Januzaj could also be going to Borussia Dortmund on loan. And so all the top targets, some of them like Thomas Müller and Ramos remain in their respective teams, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Neymar, they knew very well they could not sign Neymar, so they were just a waste of time for Manchester United. And they yet to sort out the future of their best player in the previous 2 seasons. That's David De Gea. We're yet to know where his future lies. So far, he has been on the bench because he's not mentally ready to play for Manchester United. So I think the biggest mistake Manchester United did was not to sort the future of David De Gea as soon as possible before the transfer window closes tomorrow. It's too late. Maybe he will stay at Manchester United. Maybe he will leave Manchester United. But he is not really the player Real Madrid wanted.
If I can cut in again, I know you have no love lost for Manchester United. I want you to briefly, however, touch on your team, Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool. Have they also won in terms of the players they've received in this period or they've signed up?
Biggest signing for Liverpool had to be Christian Benteke. Firmino is going to assist Coutinho in that Liverpool midfield. Then I think they haven't sorted out the defensive issues. That is for Liverpool. That's why they consider 3 goals against a real test like West Ham last season. For Arsenal, there's a French saying that goes, even the small boys one day be men. So don't expect Arsene Wenger to do anything. He knows there's the Euro 2016 next season in France. Olivier Giroud is a top target. Is the main striker for the French national team. That's why I brought in that saying from the French. They say a boy will one day grow to be a man. So there's no way Wenger can sign a striker who's going to put Olivier Giroud on the bench. There's no way he can bring in a defensive midfielder who's going to put Coquelin on the bench.
That's right.
And in the defense, Gabriel is not Koscielny's replacement. He's been brought in because of Mertesacker. So for Arsenal fans, with all due respect, I don't see anything happening unless they sign Charlie Austin from QPR for £50 million. But so far, he said yesterday, on Saturday after the match against Newcastle, that Wilshere is getting back soon. He is also going to have Danny Welbeck soon. That can tell you what Arsene Wenger is thinking. But
you can tell Kianda does radio. He doesn't know when to stop. My last question to Kianda is, based on the signings that you have seen, and I want to say this in as few words as possible, who is going to win the English Premier League? Can you predict that now? Who do you think is going to win the English Premier League?
Manchester City will win the English Premier League 2015-2016 season. By December, they'll have won this title. And Bayern Munich is going to win a treble. That's the Champions League, the German Cup, and the German Bundesliga.
Thank you, Kianda. So Manchester City, you've got your money on them, and Bayern Munich for the Bundesliga. La Liga, no predictions there?
La Liga is still mixed. Atletico Madrid have started well. Barcelona struggling, no changes in their squad because of that ban until January. Ada Turan and Alexis Vidal are going to come back to the team. Then for Real Madrid, they hammered someone 5-0. Gareth Bale, James Rodriguez, but I think Barcelona is still the team to beat in the Spanish La Liga, and Bayern Munich in the German Bundesliga, plus a treble for them.
Thank you, John Kianda, so much. You were on radio. We had you on TV as well. Thank you for that insightful commentary. And, of course, we will keep talking even as Monday Football continues into other episodes. Ndong?
Absolutely. John Kianda just touched on the Spanish La Liga, and we take a look at the Spanish La Liga right now, where Barcelona, of course, under 1-0 victory over Malaga. The lone goal was scored by Thomas Vermaelen. Here it is.
Вермалену не пробить. Отбор за Барселоной. Вот где оказался правый защитник Серхио Роберто. И опять момент. Удар. И наконец-то Барселона своего добивается. Судья показывает на центр поля. И кто же нанес этот завершающий удар? Ликует Луис Энрике. В первом матче, подменяя Пике в Бильбао. И сегодня еще и гол забил. Подкараулив мяч в районе 11-метровой отметки.
Gareth Bale scored a brace and inspired another by teammate James Rodriguez as Karim Benzema scored the 5th goal to ensure Real Madrid bagged all 3 points, beating Real Betis 5-0.
Disputadas. Se le puso muy de cara el partido al Madrid bien pronto porque Cristiano Ronaldo, como acaba rematando con el exterior de la bota. Y este es el 0-2. No marcaba de falta de... Iba a marcar la tercera diana del encuentro en ese mal rechace de Paula, o se iba a llevar la pelota a Luka Modric, que habilitaba a Karim Benzema, que de esa manera marcaba su gol. Absolutamente nada pudo hacer en el 0-4. Golazo de Ángel Di María, que agarraba la pelota desde muy lejos. Y el quinto y definitivo, que iba a llevar en el tramo final del encuentro, ese intento de remate de chilena de Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, of course, we had asked you earlier on the question that in regards to the Kenyan Premier League, remember over the weekend was the FKF AGM, and one of the biggest talking points was about the number of teams that will be taking part, and one of the biggest talking points indeed was, will the KPL be able to handle 18 teams? Can the KPL be able to handle 18 teams? Well, remember we said if you have the most creative response, and I think for me, Waiga Maura is a gentleman. I read one of his responses earlier on. He's been sending them furious and fast, of course, responding, and that is Nyaata. That is jersey at Liverpool, so obviously that means that he would like to have the Liverpool jersey. Unfortunately, over the weekend, it was not too good news for them because, of course, they slumped to a loss, but nonetheless, the jersey in front there of Waiga Maura, can just pick it up so that we ensure that that is the jersey that he has. So
this one is gone.
This one is gone.
Let me throw it out because
it's on the Liverpool jersey. It's gone. It's been taken, Waiga.
Right. Now we continue now, and I think it is time to have a Peterson. We've been talking about this on Monday Football for a long time, and we are glad that everything is ready now for this.
Super.
Dong, how are we going to do this?
Well, I believe that just for the modalities as far as the technicalities are concerned, I believe as the arbitrator,
the organizing committee,
I've decided that what we'll do is that the gentleman with the yellow jersey, Oscar Litondo, and the gentleman on the right there with
Martin Kibera.
So the two will compete against each other. They'll try to display the most unique ball juggling skills that they can possible. And this gentleman right here will be the ones who select.
Lady.
Yes, they're the ones who will be voting and deciding whether or not who is the best juggler so far. So of course, will be asking them who they favored, and they'll raise their hands, a show of hands, to determine who is the winner.
Right. So what I'm going to do, I've got 1,000 bob here, my own money. I'm going to put on the table for. I don't know if Ndong wants to double that. I'll wait and hear from him.
Unless I use the money for quickfire, and I'm
you
sure
can hold this for me to show that the money is now out of my hands.
Yes.
We're coming to quickfire where somebody here will then have a chance to win. So you guys also be ready. So let's carry on here now, Ndong. So DJ, what sort of music do you want to give us for this next session? If I could get him the mic here. What song are you going to give us for this next session?
Let me do some fast-paced songs.
Fast-paced songs. Okay. He keeps it simple. DJs don't talk much, but they know where they talk.
Speak with your fingers.
Speak with your fingers. That's right. Let's wait for him to cue us, and we get started. Kazi ya DJ inakuanga ngumu. It's not easy, but he's ready. Dong, I think we can now take it away.
Yes, we can. And we'll begin with the gentleman with the yellow jersey. Of course, he can begin. We have about 45 seconds to do what you can do best.
I don't know whether we should commentate. He starts with the finger roll.
The finger roll.
There we go.
So I believe what they're looking at is the difficulty of whatever he's doing.
We have our judging panel here. The winning team from the SportPesa Super 8 tournament. Of course, they are experts in their own right in football, so we expect them to be fair in this. Oh, and he's missed the ball. My goodness, he cannot believe it. Oscar, next. Martin, it's your time now. Can you do better?
He's moved one shoe. Should be interesting.
He begins also with the classic finger roll. But is he going to do one better than Oscar?
So Martin is one shoe less. He's closing his eyes.
Oh my, okay.
Shows his confidence. He's using a biro.
Oh.
I don't know if it's sharp or blunt.
I don't, that's a good question. That's a good question. Of course, the DJ has put the appropriate music now. I can feel it in the background.
There we go.
So it's time to take a nap. It's a Monday afternoon. No better way than to sleep.
His eyes are still closed.
Oh, this is something else.
Yes, 10 more seconds to go. Wow. Now I understand why he removed one shoe.
Uliza kiatu.
Uliza kiatu, literally. KBS.
But I feel like Oscar wants to respond. Does Oscar want to respond?
Oscar wants to respond. Okay.
Martin, keep doing what you're doing. I think, Oscar, let's see what your response will be to that. And of course, you who's watching at home, hashtag Monday Football, give us your thoughts as well. We'll continue reading the SMSs and tweets, but the energy in studio is quite electric. I want to know the name of that move that Oscar is doing.
I'm sure Abu is watching keenly. Wow, it's evenly poised.
Bwana Director, what's our time like? Remember, we had to give them a limited time in which they could display their skills. 1 minute remaining in this hotbed of talent.
Do your best.
This guy is taking off his clothes.
He took off one shoe, now he's taking off his jersey.
Oh, wow. Now it's head to head, man. Oh my God.
The gloves are off.
Wow. No, he will not remove his shorts. Those who are asking, that cannot happen on national TV.
Unless he has another shot. And another shot.
There we go. I think this is how they are winding down their set now. Because in a few minutes, or just in a minute, and of course you at home also, let us know who do you think should be the winner. Maybe the Manchester United jersey will go to that prediction.
Yes.
Because remember, we still have one more jersey that Oscar is juggling next to. So we can actually change the rules and say, let us know your predictions. If your prediction concurred with what the Technical University of Kenya group will agree with, then you walk away with that jersey.
I think when it's time to decide who is the victor as far as our guests here will decide.
Do we need the music that helps us decide? If we've got it, of course, we'll use it also later on for quickfire. And Dong, how should take over?
So, a show of votes for Mr. Martin. Martin, I believe, is this gentleman.
Should they face us, or can they
face the other side?
Viewer? Just face the other
viewer.
side?
Face the viewer.
There we go.
So Martin is the gentleman with dress without a shoe. Martin is the gentleman with the dress without a shoe.
Uliza kiatu, he doesn't have a shoe.
and the other gentleman on with the yellow jersey. And we want to see now, we're going to vote for those who believe that it's Collins, right?
So we've got Oscar.
Oscar, yes, Oscar, sorry.
And Martin. Because Oscar started, I think we should begin by asking
how many believe Oscar?
By a show of hands.
By
how many believe Oscar should walk away with that title? One hand, two. Oh, this is serious. So 2 votes for Oscar today.
Martin? Wow. It's a unanimous decision.
So ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Citizen TV Monday Football Pepetathon is none other than Martin Kibera at CrossFit. I thought we'd have that soundtrack. Well done. Coincidentally, Oscar invited Martin to our show today. So it's funny that Martin is the one who gets to walk away with that money, and to help us just to present this, here you go, Martin, for your efforts. Well done. Here is something small for your efforts. Asante sana. Even as we continue, that's just a little bit of what we're doing today on Monday Football. Remember, we're awarding a winner with a Manchester United jersey if your prediction agreed. So we will check the time and just confirm. But
Super Waigamon, of course, it's my turn now. Of course, somebody just wants some money. Let's see whether somebody else here can be able to win some money. Of course, we do have some gentlemen here, the team from TUK. They won the Super 8, and they're going to make some money if they get my questions correct. They need to answer 8 of these questions correctly. We have 4,000 Kenya shillings right here, 4,000 Kenya shillings on the quick fire segment. And of course, we'll be selecting somebody in just a moment. My director can tell me with our face recognition system. Super. The gentleman right here. The gentleman right here, just come ahead. Of course, I do know you're in the technical bench. Just introduce yourself. Wana coach. Kuskani ni kwako sasa. Just tell us about yourself. Tell us about your background in football.
Yes, my background in football is that back in high school, that was between 1994 and 1997, I played for Anjiko Boys.
Yes.
And apparently we did not make it to the national during my reign, but a year later, the students whom we left behind went up to the nationals, and they took 3rd place.
You took 3rd place. You forgot to tell us your name, sir.
My name is Lucas Omolo Alwach.
Yes. Okay, so Bwana Lucas, of course, the Super 8 tournament is interesting how you were able to manage the team until they reached the final and won the big prize. What advice will you give for other coaches? Of course, the coaches who are in the top league, because looking at it, it's almost a mini league. April, May, June, July, August.
Yes.
About 5 months.
Yes.
How did you maintain your team's optimum?
The thing which made us maintain the team is that the team was like we had just finished our inter-university championship, of which in Nakusa we were number 1. We were crowned the champions, and then we went for the playoffs, which was now national.
Yes.
All the universities from Kenya came.
Yes.
And we were number 2. We were number 3. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. We were defeated by Kenyatta University.
Okay.
And
super. Now, basically, just refresh you as far as the rules are concerned. Basically, I'm going to ask you 8 questions. Of course, more than 8 questions. Answer 8 of them correctly, you win some cash money, 4,000 Kenya shillings. And this is advice to the players here and also the guests here this afternoon. Do not give him the responses, because if you do, you will be disqualified. I'm sure you know the rules. You play football, you know. Ukishika handball, najipata kwa mahali pabaya, ndio? So for your colleagues, they should not give you the responses. If they do, unfortunately, this man will not be yours, right?
Thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You good?
Yes.
So coach, quick fire begins now. Which is the leading team in the English Premier League?
Manchester City.
How many teams registered for the Super 8?
101.
How many points does Chelsea currently have?
4.
Who is the coach of TUK?
Mr. Francis Odiwar.
What edition of the Super 8 ended yesterday?
The 9th edition.
What was the scoreline in Manchester City versus Watford?
2-0 in favor of Man City.
How many Nairobi regions participate in the Super 8 tournament?
There are 8.
Who is Manchester City's recent signing?
Pass.
Who scored for Bandari in Gor versus Bandari?
Walusimbi.
Which KPL team is last on the standing?
Repeat.
Which team is last on the KPL standings?
Nairobi, that's Nakuru, Top Fry.
Who did Kiambu beat to qualify for the Super 8 finals?
Massa.
Who scored for Arsenal in Arsenal versus Newcastle?
Colosini, an on goal.
Your time is up. Wow, 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 wow. Coach. Wahiga, well done. This coach is on fire.
Well,
this coach is on fire.
No wonder he came with the winning team.
Definitely, definitely. That winning formula was within him. Congratulations, coach. 4,000 Kenya shillings is his. Here, count for yourself so you confirm that I've not shortchanged you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you going to celebrate?
I thought he would have done a small dance for us. DJ Mpangoma, DJ, give him something small. And those who want the money need to join him in the little dance. I'm sure they want. Okay, we'll see them at the end. I think they're better footballers than maybe dancers.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Waiga, we need to give out the Manchester United jersey.
We need to give out the Manchester United jersey, and I will give that immediately after. So I'll give you a chance to take a look at the responses, because I want us to take a look at the transfer watch. We had a discussion with John Kianda about that, but now let's take a look at specifics. Who is rumored to be moving where by tomorrow? We begin with the first person, of course. This is Victor Mugubi Wanyama. He is a big talking point in England right now, with the Southampton manager stating that this man is not for sale, of course, despite the midfielder missing Sunday's 3-0 victory over Norwich. Other reports, however, are saying that he is for sale and that by tomorrow you will see him signing for Tottenham. So we will know where Mugubi is by close of day or close of business tomorrow. Moving on now to the second possible transfer of the new season, and Manchester United have bid in excess of £50 million or 7.9 billion Kenya shillings for this man, Monaco's forward Anthony Martial. Remember, United need to bolster their striking force. They also need support at the back. So this gentleman could be headed to Manchester United from Monaco. We move on, and also Chelsea's winger Victor Moses will join West Ham on loan before the end of the transfer window. This is according to British media reports. So Victor Moses believed to be headed on his way on loan to West Ham. We keep on now, and believe it or not, we are still talking about this gentleman, David De Gea. We started talking about him 2-3 months ago. He still has not left Manchester United, but media reports indicating that Real Madrid will unveil him tomorrow as their new keeper. So Manchester United fans, begin to let go of this man. He's gone. He's no longer part of the team. So just deal with that. We move on now to another possible, this one is confirmed over the weekend. Manchester City have completed his signing, Kevin De Bruyne, for a record sum of about £55.4 million. That's about 8.7 billion Kenya shillings. Manchester City, the team to watch out for this season. We move on now, and back to Manchester United, and this man, Gary Neville, believes that Manchester United must sign a striker to give Wayne Rooney support, or they will suffer in this new season. He says that with the exit of Javier Hernandez, who is said to be on his way to Bayer Leverkusen, and many others as well, Chicharito, Robin van Persie, and many others, Manchester United must sign strikers before tomorrow if they want to prosper in the new season. We cross over to Chelsea now, and Chelsea are said to be weighing a bid for Marseille defender Nicolas Nkolu, and with Everton having rejected Chelsea's bid for John Stones rather, this man could be the next target for Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea also have very little time. They must sign him by tomorrow. What are Barcelona up to now? Barcelona midfielder Alex Song is a transfer target, this man on your screen, for Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino. So Pochettino not only wants Victor Mugubi Wanyama, but also wants this Barcelona man, Alex Song. Will he get him? We'll know before Tuesday's deadline. Two more quick transfer news. Neymar. Manchester United fans, say goodbye to him. He's not headed your way. No matter what sort of deal your manager can come up with, Neymar is set to stay at Barcelona with a new contract, and he is not moving just yet. It's official. Last but not least, back to Man U, the team that is trying to sign everyone and anyone. They also want this man, Gareth Bale, and they're willing to offer £100 million, 15.9 billion Kenya shillings. Is it possible? Who knows? We'll know by close of business on Tuesday when the transfer deadline elapses. Back to you, Ndong.
Well, I'm at the video segment. I can tell you for a fact, Waiga, it's still a draw here. The two gentlemen, it seems they're evenly balanced, because if you look at it, the scoreline is 0-0. Earlier on, it was 1-1. I don't know if it changed. Marvin, do you need somebody else, or does Teddy need to get somebody else? Because it seems that you're evenly balanced. Here we go. It seems that you're so engrossed in the game.
Oh, for today?
Yes.
I think.
Have you won a game today?
Yeah, I have. I've won 2.
Yes.
He's won 2.
You've won.
So I think eventually we'll just find a winner.
Who will break the deadlock? Because it was the same situation last week, and like once again we find ourselves that you've won 2 games, Teddy has won 2 games. It seems you guys have an agenda to remain here.
As it is, I'm just giving him this match, then I'm sure I'll be ahead of him.
You sure?
I'm so sure.
Teddy?
Because the games he's won on penalties.
Teddy, was there some boardroom meetings before this show and then decided that to play to draw to back here for Monday football every other Monday?
No, there's no agreement between us.
Sure.
It's been a tough day, by the way. Even the games have won.
Use the microphone. Use the microphone.
The games have won on penalties. He has won with margin of 1. Just flukes.
Hold the microphone.
The goals are just flukes.
Yes.
So I'm hoping I'll win this one and seal it.
Okay. Wahiga, I think whoever wins it, we will at least know who will be coming back next year. But as things are, it seems that these 2 gentlemen will still be returning back here on Monday Football. So if you feel that you can be able to beat one of these 2 gentlemen, if things remain as they are, of course, send in your message, send in your tweet on at Bernard Dong, at Michael Kinyan, at Waiga Maura, and we'll be selecting you to come to the studios to see whether or not you can be able to upstage one of these 2 gentlemen. Waiga, of course, some funny images and funny clips were doing the rounds over the weekend.
Right. I'll be taking a look at that shirt. I just want to respond to 1 or 2 SMSs and also give out the shirt. Someone is asking, where is Michael Kinyi? Michael Kinyi is in China. He was with the team that's coming back to the country, Victoria, so you should be seeing him next week, so don't have nothing to fear. And I want to give out the Manchester United jersey, and I like this message. Someone is saying, Maze, nipeeni that Man U jersey, because with the difficult philosophy of our manager Louis van Gaal, I'm feeling like I want to move to athletics and stop supporting Man U. So give me that Man U jersey so that at least I feel part of the team. You don't give us your name, but because of your very interesting SMS, that Manchester United jersey is yours. His number ends in 390. If that is you, expect a call from us any minute now. But for now, funny pictures. With all the losses that were taking place this weekend, like Kenyans on Twitter and of course people on Twitter generally came up with lots and lots of interesting pictures. Let's take a look at some of them. Well, this being the first one, Chelsea with the logo of a lion. That looks like a lion, but what we are seeing now is a simple pussycat. That's what Chelsea have been reduced to. Chelsea fans, I'm sorry, but this is what you look like. The last season, Chelsea were a roaring lion. Right now,
it's a purring kitten.
A purring kitten. Yes. I like that. Let's take a look at other pictures that were trending over the weekend. There we go. The only man who could laugh this weekend is Arsene Wenger. He is looking at Man U's results, Chelsea's results, and Liverpool's results.
It was a bad day in the office for Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, and Manchester United fans. Of course, with the international break,
he has time to laugh. He can laugh for the next 2 weeks until the Premier League continues after 2 weeks. Let's take a look at other pictures now. We came up with quite a few, very busy weekend. Now look at this. CHE, Chelsea, 1-2, cry.
Wow.
Believe it or not,
I didn't even actually notice that.
That's the thing. Chelsea want to cry. Believe it or not. And I think they did want to after that performance over the weekend. So we keep going. Other funny pictures that people were posting on digital media over the weekend. 4 things everyone hates: no network, no Wi-Fi, no battery. Manchester United. Well, don't ask me. I just picked this up off social media. We move on to, I think that we're not going to talk about that. A lot of Man U fans are here and we don't have their feelings.
They're getting
now, I like this. This was a chit-chat between Memphis Depay and Wayne Rooney. Rooney tells him, you're useless.
Yes. No, you're useless. That is Memphis Depay.
And then Rooney says, you're useless, sir. And
Memphis Wright is the best. You are the useless test.
So they were actually cheering. Here they were cheering for their teams, but people on social media, because they eventually lost. So that's another interesting one there. Well, let's take a look at a few more. There we go. Champions League.
Yes, of course, the Champions League. It happened over the weekend. The last week, the group stages, the teams that will be taking part in the group stages. And
what I like about this, Ndong, is when the name Arsenal came up, of course, Wenger, they are smiling. But when Bayern Munich came up, as the team they are facing, you can see how their expressions change.
The smile.
Arsenal, your time is coming as well. Let's take a look. I think we have about 2 more remaining. This is a man you really want, Gareth Bale, and this is evolution. Look at his haircut. Are you seeing a possible trend?
2013, 2014. I've noticed this. I think he has a very unique hairstyle that has evolved over since he joined.
I don't know where people
Real
get
Madrid,
these
Los
things.
Blancos.
Yes.
I feel in 2016 he looked like a grizzly bear.
He might look like a grizzly bear. Well, we wait and see.
But it's good PR for the team, of course, talking point. But this gentleman, this is Guile, I believe.
Gomez, yesterday's Swansea game, and that celebration was similar to some sort of voodoo.
I think I know the movie. This actually scared me a bit. This was this War of the Worlds. I think World War Z.
World War Z, of course.
One segment there was, I think, a lady who was, it was quite scared. And I actually saw that part when he was brawling after he scored that goal, and I must admit it was very scary. But it was scary enough to beat Manchester United.
Poland is on Manchester United. Let's just see what else we have here. This is a baby with the Arsenal jersey stepping and using the Man U jersey to clean the floor. Oh, believe it. Oh no, then this of course was done in Kenya, so these are some of the things that people are posting there. That is a rag now. This team, Takataka. There we go. Of course, some of the managers and the expression of the weekend.
That is the
Mourinho cannot show his face, so he hides every time. You can see there Liverpool
let me give a word for the coach. That is for Liverpool. I can say
Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers. I can say that he's dumbfounded, typically.
Let's move on. There we go. Chelsea fans trying to resurrect the bus that has taken them this far, but they are trying all they can, but it doesn't seem to be moving as well. There we go. Chelsea fans are trying
to finish. Let me interject a bit. I can tell you for a fact that Marvin has just scored. So it's actually scored twice. As we were just talking about the trending pictures, he scored a second goal. He achieved the highlights of the penalty. He just scored a penalty, and he's leading 2-0. So if things remain as they are, he will have won 3 games, while Ted will have won 2 games. So ultimately that means that Marvin will be coming back next week. Do you feel that you can be able to beat Mr. Marvin right here on the video segment? Of course, just send in your tweet, send in your SMS, and we'll select you, and we'll find out whether or not you can actually upstage Mr. Marvin. If he wears his hat, beware.
If he wears it. All right, well, we're going to finish up with these amazing jugglers, and they'll take us through one last set. I just want to confirm 1 or 2 last SMSs just to ensure for those of you who are... let me see here what we have. Josephat Mudini, Wahiga Mora, your selection for the winner is not... Okay, that one has gone. I'll try and look for it. Mary Bisieri saying, imagine ile njia utapepetwa ukikosea mmoja wao majamaa. Now these 2 guys who are here with us today, the way they will perpetuate you, and someone complaining about the way we selected the winner. We did not select the winner. TUK helped us select the winner. We are very fair in the way we conduct our things. Others are saying, can they play Xbox? Thank you so much. You know, we'll just keep strolling them, and of course, we will continue this conversation on digital media through and try and respond to as many of your messages as we can. But for now, TUK promised us they can dance, and so we want to hear what song they're going to dance with. And of course, we have our Pepeta guys here as well, even as we wind up. I just want to do one thing real quick, and if I can just take the mic for that. We wanted to hear their voices and how they are quickly able to do what they can before they do that set. Naomba msimame tafadhali. Just, I know people at home wondering, who are these guys? I'll begin with you, Oscar. Just tell us how you're able to do what you can do in as few words as possible. Just face the camera.
Just practice, no secrets.
Just practice.
So all you need is a ball. Yeah.
Tell me about your shirt. Turn around. You've got some things written. You've got signatures on your shirt. What is that all about?
I've been signed by the legend of Brazilian football.
Where did they get you? Where did you get them?
I've been given by someone.
Okay. Yeah. And on the back, I saw you'd written, turn around and just let people at home see what you've written. Football is about God, and you put a scripture there. What's that about?
Yeah, you know, I use this football as a ministry to spread the word of God. So it's not about football. It's not about your work. It's about God. God has given all this talent to glorify Him.
Very inspiring. Martin, one word from you as well.
Yeah, my name is Martin, as you heard, and for you to do these tricks, you just have to take the courage, and you're there when you have the ball.
Yeah. Is there any trick you want to do like you haven't done yet, but you think nikipata sasa ndio nitakuwa nimefika?
Okay, frankly speaking, he's better than me.
Oh wow, okay. You heard that on national TV.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful how I was chosen the winner. It has made me to work more harder so that at least I can reach his level.
Good. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming here to be a part of us, Ndong.
Absolutely. Let me just head on here to the TUK team. And of course, we are just winding up down, and they say that they celebrate quite well when they won the cup, the Super 8 Cup. I don't know if they have a super dance to just climax their victory. Do you want a particular song? This is a shy individual. This is the first time a football team that has actually been very shy. Well. Interesting.
Well, I think then we'll finish here in front. And as the DJ takes it away, let's continue to enjoy some more of these skills. You've been watching Monday Football. See you again next week. Same time, same place. # Monday Football.
You're jamming to the flames that make an art out of DJ. This is DJ Crossfade. E-money. Baby, you pull over. Baby, you pull over. The bass, baby, you pull over. Baby, you pull over. Show me your body pull over, baby, pull over. Baby, you pull over. In a light, baby, you pull over. Baby, you pull over. Back, baby, you pull over. Baby, you pull over. The bass, baby, you pull over. Baby.
I'm so